On July 5th, 1862, the sun burned hot over Struthers Creek, New Mexico. Across 25,000 acres of open range, one name carried like thunder: Killer WB Calhoun. He was a black landowner, horsebreaker, protector, and the law on his own ground. From the back stalls of his ranch, Calhoun heard a rider coming hard from the east. It was Bison Bill, dust-covered and urgent. A wagon train was stranded near the Twin Mountains. 20 wagons, 40 adults, 15 children. They needed safe passage across Calhoun's territory before nightfall. Calhoun listened, then gave his answer. They could pass, but only under his lead. He saddled up with Bison Bill and sent word for Hunter, his trusted scout. On the back trails between the Twin Mountains, they found Lady Torres, sharp-eyed and fearless. When Calhoun asked her to ride with them, she smiled and joined without hesitation. Together, the four black heroes reached the wagon train and gave the frightened families a promise. While they crossed WB Calhoun's land, they would not ride alone. But the trail was not empty. Hidden in the brush were gangs, miners, ranchers, and trespassers using Calhoun's land for profit. Some had already marked trees, dug into the earth, and laid claim to ground that was never theirs. Calhoun rode forward, calm but dangerous. "This land is not yours to mine, not yours to colonize, and not yours to steal," he warned. The trespassers laughed. They had heard stories about Killer WB Calhoun, but they did not believe them. So Calhoun gave one final warning: leave before sunrise. Then he sent Bison Bill back to guide the wagon train onward, while Calhoun, Hunter, and Lady Torres disappeared into a secret cave near Struthers Creek. Inside waited the symbols of their protection: the Holy Grail, their armored wagon, and the Gatling gun loaded with golden rounds. Before dawn, they returned to find the trespassers had grown bolder. A whole illegal settlement was rising on Calhoun's property. Calhoun set a perimeter. Hunter watched the ridges. Lady Torres guarded the creek. They waited until sunrise. Then smoke rolled across the plain. Thunder cracked. Horses scattered. The trespassers ran from the land they had tried to claim. When the smoke cleared, Struthers Creek was safe again. Calhoun raised the Holy Grail high, not as a trophy, but as a promise. This land would be protected. By midday, the heroes returned to the wagon train. Bison, Bill, Hunter, Lady Torres, and Killer WB Calhoun watched the wagons roll south into New Mexico. And behind them, 25,000 acres stood free.